What's up, bourbon lovers? This is Keith at the Bourbon Shop. Today I'm going to feature Jack Daniel's Toasted Heritage single barrel bourbon slash whiskey slash whatever. Now, the good thing about this is it's out now because before this was a limited release, and many of us, me included, did not get our hands on this thing. I didn't even see it, and not only that, if I did see it, I wasn't going to spend $250 for it, which I think the secondary price was going for that, because it was a limited release. Now, Jack Daniel's has put it out as a regular release. Man, all right, something that we need to look at. Let's go. So what's different about this bottle than your regular 100 proof single barrel Jack Daniel's is the toasting. This is a toasted edition of Jack Daniel's. Now, what they did was a little bit different from the normal toasting because as a standard, when they toast barrels, distilleries, they do it for 12 minutes. Jack Daniel's upped that for 24 minutes toasting, which is a slow burn of the barrel on the inside, and that penetrates the barrel more so with the heat and open up those fibers, and you get more of a rich vanilla, rich caramel taste from that. After the 12 minutes or the 24 minutes of toasting, then they do a flash burn to get that charred effect, where you get more of the brown sugars and more components like that. So this is something different for Jack Daniel's, and I'm telling you, I'm loving it. As you can see, there's a little dent in this, so I have been, experimenting with this quite some time here. So, and I've been loving it. It's different because I got to tell you, Jack Daniel's normally come off with the banana on the nose and on the palate. Now, you still get that, but it's not the first thing that I come across. Let's go to the nose. First off with this nose is rich caramel, vanilla, dark. It's a heavy nose. It's condensed. And like Jack Daniel's, it is sweet, but it's a different kind of sweetness. It's just more of a condensed, like a condensed, heavy sugar, I don't know, kind of dessert. I mean, you think how condensed the sugar is with like a peach cobbler or something like that, which is heavy. And this is what this is. It just comes across nice and heavy. Not getting any of the banana notes off the nose. Dark fruit, brown sugar. Custard, toasted marshmallow, toasted oats. A phenomenal nose. A little different from what you normally get from Jack Daniel's, though. And I got to tell you, man, Jack Daniel's has been on the incline for quite some time, coming out with new expressions and new releases and adding regular releases for the public. It's been a nice ride, which surprised me that, through the grapevine, they said that their sales are down. I don't get that. Yeah, Jack Daniel's, man. One of my favorite distilleries. As a matter of fact, if I would do our Mount Rushmore of distilleries, Jack Daniel's would be one of them. You know what? That's a good question. What would be your Mount Rushmore of distilleries? Leave it in the comments. I'm going to think about the other three. Leave it at the end. Wonderful nose. Let's just go to the palate. Same thing on the palate. Condensed sugar, sweetness, heavy caramel, heavy brown sugar, heavy vanilla. Nice peppery, tingly feeling on your tongue. It's oily, so it's sticking to the roof of your mouth, to the tongue, to the side jaws. Man. That custard, you get some oak in here on the palate. You get a slight drying effect that I normally get when I have something that's heavily double oaked. Not as heavy, and this is not a double oak, but I get that sensation. It's not drying me out. It's just that you know, that bitterness a slight bitterness that you get, but it works really good here. So it's like that sweet, bitter, oaky, toasted. Get a hint of cinnamon. Now, where the banana comes in very slightly is on the back end during the finish. So I might get just a smidget of that old banana that's coming in from the Jack Daniels. This sort of reminds me a little bit of maybe like an Old Forester, slightly, maybe the 120. Brown sugar, lots of brown sugar in this. And then you got that 8% rye that's reminding you that the rye is in there. And I think that's what the cinnamon and the spices that I'm tasting comes through. It is a well-balanced drink. It is it's scrumptious, man. I don't know what else to tell you. This is pretty good. I can tell you right now that this is going to be like one of my daily sippers. You know, not daily, but a regular sip for me. I'm going to make sure I have 3 or 4 stashed away. I would like to know your comments on this. I'm loving this. I loved it yesterday. I'm loving it again today. Loved it the day before that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. Anyway, the Mount Rushmore of distilleries. Well, let's see. I'm going to say Jack Daniels. And let's throw Buffalo Trace in there, Heaven Hill, and Jim Beam. Jack Daniels, Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace, Jim Beam. I would say that's my Mount Rushmore. We've been around for a while. They're big influence on the market, but tell me yours. I don't think it's any wrong answer unless you say something like New Riff. You know, they kind of knew. You know, Mount Rushmore is like founding fathers. They got to go back a ways. So, what is your Mount Rushmore of bourbon distilleries? Leave it in the comments. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, wait a minute. Let's do this right. Okay. Well done, Jack Daniels. As always, the best way to enjoy your bourbon or whiskey is to drink it any way you like to drink it, but the best way to drink it is in a responsible way, which never means shots. And I'm looking at you, tequila drinkers, with the salt, the licking of the wrist, pouring salt, and doing shots and biting the lemon. What is all that? Chill out with that. Just sip and enjoy. See you next time on the Bourbon Shop. Cheers.